Have you ever woken up and your neck just wouldn't move? Not because you caught a cold, not because you carried something heavy, just after a night of sleep, like usual. That morning, my father, 75 years old, sat quietly at the edge of his bed. He didn't groan, didn't say a word, but his right hand kept rubbing the back of his neck. Small circles, like he was trying to find something that had been locked deep inside. He said softly, "Maybe I slept wrong, but these days, I can't turn my head at all, child." He leaned forward, trying to put on his slippers, but stopped halfway, one hand on the table, one hand still holding his neck, breathing heavy, like he had just walked a long road. And from that day on, every morning looked the same. He moved slower, didn't bend quickly, didn't turn his head when calling me. And I, the one watching, started to worry. Not just about the pain, but about a question that kept whispering in my mind. What if the way he's been sleeping for years is slowly bending his spine every single night? Just one small thing, one habit he never questioned, and maybe that tiny misalignment was enough to turn deep rest into quiet damage, a week of stiffness, a month of headaches, and maybe a slow loss of control in old age. No one ever thinks much about how they sleep, especially if it's been the same way for decades. My father is 75 this year, and he's always said with a bit of pride, "I fall asleep just fine, never been a worrier." But lately, each morning he sat longer on the edge of the bed, one hand on his neck, the other bracing softly on his leg, his head just slightly tilted. When I asked, he gave a small smile. Maybe the pillow's too high, or maybe I slept on one side too much. But then came the next morning, and the one after that, same quiet routine, same gentle hand always on the neck. Until one morning, he reached for his cup of coffee, and his hand trembled, just a little, but enough for the cup to slip. It clinked on the table, no spill, no break. Still, something changed. No one said anything, but in his eyes I saw it, a tiny flicker of fear. That's when I started paying attention, and I noticed every night my father still slept on his stomach, just like he always had, his chin turned sharply to one side, a thick, high pillow, pushing his neck upward, his right arm trapped beneath his chest. It looked peaceful, comfortable maybe, but for a body over 70, that position wasn't gentle anymore. It was a stretch that never let go, a squeeze that never spoke up. No sound, no scream, just quiet pressure. Every single night. A pressure that showed up in the morning in his trembling hand, his tight shoulders, his tired eyes, all from one small habit, a way of sleeping that once brought rest, now slowly turning into strain. And the hardest part, he didn't even know. Every morning, my father woke up before the alarm clock, but the kitchen didn't sound the same. No soft whistling while he made coffee, just the slow drip of water and his quiet sighs. His hand was still on his neck. Every day, the same movement like a memory his body couldn't shake. One morning, he sat down on the chair, turned his head just a little and winced. "Maybe I slept wrong last night," he said. "My neck's been feeling tight, like a guitar string pulled too hard." I started watching closer. Each morning, he tilted his head slightly to the right, his right hand slower when he picked things up. And when he stepped into a room, his eyes looked down, like he was quietly checking. Will it hurt again today? What's it says on? Then one night, I opened his door gently a little earlier than usual. The night lamp was still on, a soft golden light resting on his face. And there he was, lying flat on his stomach, arms tucked beneath the pillow, head turned all the way to the right. His neck twisted into an angle that didn't look human, like it had been held there for hours. My heart sank. I no longer thought about neck pain. I thought about the spine, about nerves, about how many nights his body had quietly suffered like this. I closed the door without waking him, but in my mind, something opened. A quiet voice spoke. It's not old age, not the weather, it's the sleeping position. Silently, slowly, strangling his rest. The next morning, I didn't say much. I just asked, "Did you sleep well, Dad?" He nodded gently, but again, his hand was still on his neck. That afternoon, I searched online. I found an article written simply with drawings for older readers. A physical therapist had said sleeping on the stomach is one of the most dangerous positions for people over 65. It forces the neck to twist for 6 to 8 hours. Over time, it pulls the ligaments out of alignment. But there was hope. Even a small change, a lower pillow, a shift in position, could bring the body back to where it belongs. That night, I brought him a softer pillow, lower than the one he always used, and I said softly, "Dad, try sleeping on your left side tonight, just once. I've already placed a small pillow behind your back. It might help keep you in place." He looked at me, smiled faintly. "What if I can't get used to it?" I replied. "Then go back to the old way. But if it feels better, your neck will tell you." He gave a quiet nod, tried it. I didn't stay long. I wanted him to feel the change, not feel forced. Dadke. And the next morning, the sound of water, the smell of fresh coffee. Dad didn't touch his neck. He opened the window, took a deep breath, and said almost in disbelief, "Last night, for the first time in almost a week, I didn't wake up once because of my neck." Sleep isn't just a break for the body. It's when the nervous system repairs itself, quietly, gently, a kind of healing that happens only when we let it. But here's something many don't realize. If just one part of the body is placed wrong during sleep, blood can't flow properly, nerves get pressed, and instead of healing, the body spends the night quietly suffering. Many people think waking up with neck pain, numb hands, or a foggy head is just part of aging. We're getting old, they say. It's the bones. But that's not always true. Dr. Carolyn Bernstein, a neurologist at Harvard Medical School, once said, "Sleeping on your stomach, especially in older age, can twist the neck for hours. That twist puts pressure on the nerve roots in the neck and shoulders. And that's what causes dull pain, numbness, even headaches in the morning." The good news, you don't need medicine. You don't need fancy equipment. Just a pillow in the right shape, a small shift in sleeping position, and a bit of care. Because the body, it knows how to rest. You just have to place it where it belongs. Once we discovered the cause was my father's stomach sleeping habit, we began with small, simple changes. Things any older person can try at home, without needing a doctor, just a bit of love and patience. We started with 3 quiet adjustments. Subsensitive moms. 1. Sleep on the left side or back with a thin pillow. No more lying face down. Instead, my father began to rest on his side or on his back. The pillow was soft and low. It didn't push his neck forward. It followed the curve gently. According to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, sleeping on the left side helps blood flow better and puts less pressure on the shoulders and neck. A small pillow or rolled towel under the knees. This one surprised us. When lying on his back, placing a soft towel under the knees helped the spine lie naturally. The back relaxed, the neck followed, and when sleeping on his side, he hugged a long body pillow. It kept his shoulder from collapsing, his spine from twisting. Magong, say goodbye to high pillows. Many older folks believe a high pillow means softness, but it actually pushes the neck forward, pressing on muscles, tightening joints. What the neck really needs is a flat, cushiony place to land, a space to truly let go. Yasen. From those 3 simple steps, after just 3 nights, my father no longer woke up with pain. His sleep no longer full of tension, but quiet, peaceful. Of course, posture is a habit, and habits don't disappear overnight. So instead of pushing him to change quickly, I helped him build something new. A gentle nightly ritual, something his body could trust and remember. It began with soft light. Before 9 p.m., we turned off the bright white bulbs. In their place, a warm amber glow. The kind of light that whispers, "It's okay now, you can let go." According to the National Sleep Foundation, this soft yellow light tells the brain no more stress. It's time to rest. Then, a quiet cup of tea. No caffeine, just chamomile or warm ginger water. He held it slowly, sipping quietly. We didn't talk much, just breathed together in and out, in and out. The shoulders began to fall. The neck started to relax. And finally, a sentence, written by hand. Each night, my father wrote one line. "Tonight, I will let my neck rest, like something that deserves care. Just that, nothing more. Right to remember, right to release, right to let go." Each of those little acts, the light, the tea, the sentence, they became anchors, helping him break an old habit, helping his body come home to its natural comfort, to rest, to healing. Some mornings, my father used to walk out of his room with tired eyes, his hand always reaching for the back of his neck. He'd say with a small chuckle, probably just slept in the wrong position, like he was trying to comfort himself. But that morning was different. He sat by the window, cup of tea in hand, his shoulders relaxed, his neck straight, not tilted, not tight, and then he said softly, "Last night I placed the towel, just like you told me. This morning my neck didn't feel tight at all. It felt light, like I'd put down a heavy rock I didn't know I'd been carrying." There was no big change, no pills, no expensive tools. We didn't have to replace the whole bed, just one small thing done with gentle care. Getting older, it's like listening to a quiet piece of music. The changes come slowly, so softly, we don't even notice when comfort leaves the room. Until one day, we wake up and realize we haven't felt true rest in a very long time. My father thought that peaceful feeling was gone, but with a lower pillow, a little attention, a few nights of softness, deep sleep returned. A message from the heart. If you've ever woken up with a stiff neck, or your hands feel numb, or you carry a dull ache in your head, and you tell yourself that's just aging, then tonight try something small. Place a soft towel under your wrist, or a low pillow beneath your head. sleep gently on your side, and tell yourself, tonight, I will let my neck rest. You don't have to change your whole life. Just change how you sleep. You don't have to fight getting older. Just rest, the way your body is asking to. Som Gemit has for se. Tonight, try it. Just one small change. And if tomorrow morning your neck doesn't hurt, your hand feels steady, your body feels like it belongs to you again, then come back. Tell me what changed. Because maybe your story of healing will begin the same way ours did, with a towel, a breath, and a little love. And then sleep better after 70. Sometimes all it takes is letting your neck rest where it belongs.